Hi everybody. By now you should have all finished reading Hamlet. If not, by next class have that done. First, I'm going to tell you the key plot points that you should have paid attention to while reading Hamlet. Hamlet's father has died, and 2 months later his mother, Gertrude, has married Hamlet Sr.'s brother, Claudius, which is Hamlet's uncle. Young Hamlet is upset about this because his mother has jumped so quickly into a marriage, and won with his uncle. Horatio, Marcellus, and Bernardo tell Hamlet of a ghost that they have seen on the roof that resembled his father, the late Hamlet Sr. Hamlet goes to the roof and he sees the ghost as well. The ghost tells him of Claudius's betrayal, having killed Hamlet Sr. by putting poison in his ear while laying in a garden asleep. Hamlet is confused. He does not know whether the ghost is telling the truth or not. He suspects that the ghost could be a messenger of the devil, not an actual good entity. So, to make sure that the ghost was telling the truth, he uses the players that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern have invited to the castle. He asks the players to perform a play called The Mousetrap. During that play, it will depict a murder scene similar to the way that Claudius killed Hamlet Sr. He asks Claudius to see this play and come watch it for fun. But when he does and he sees the scene where the murder happens, Claudius sees the resemblance and freaks out and leaves in the middle of the play. Hamlet takes this as a definite answer to whether Claudius really killed his father, and now he vows to seek revenge on Claudius. First, he almost kills Claudius while he's praying in the chapel. But he second-guesses that option because if he killed Claudius while he was praying, he had a chance at going to heaven, and he did not want Claudius to go to heaven after what he did. So instead he goes to talk to his mother because he would like to tell her his feelings about how she betrayed his late father. While he's talking to his mother, something rustling behind the curtains catches Hamlet's eye. He thinks that it might be Claudius, so he stabs it. Instead, it was Polonius, Ophelia's father. Ophelia goes crazy after hearing of her father's death. She drowns herself in a river, and all that's left of their family tree is Laertes. Claudius tries to have Hamlet killed by sending him back to England with Rosencrantz and Guildenstern, along with a note that tells the receivers of Hamlet to kill him once he is off the boat. However, Hamlet finds the note and switches it out, and Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are killed instead. Hamlet makes his way back home, where he finds Laertes seeking revenge. He wants Laertes to forgive him, but since he will not, he accepts the duel challenge that Laertes gives him. Claudius takes this opportunity to tell Laertes to poison the sword that he will fight with, in order to kill Hamlet if he is stabbed. And, just to make sure that Hamlet does die, he puts poison in a cup of wine for Hamlet to drink after the duel. During the duel, Hamlet and Laertes have their swords switched, and Laertes is stabbed with the poisoned sword. Before he dies, he forgives Hamlet for what he has done. Gertrude, however, drinks the poisoned cup of wine, and Hamlet then forces Claudius to drink the poison. Hamlet dies of a wound that Laertes has given him during the duel. He did not notice that until the very end. As he realizes he is dying, he asks Horatio to pass on the story of the tragedy that happened that day. Now, throughout that play, there was a second storyline of young Fortinbras who was threatening their kingdom because he wanted revenge for his father's death. There really weren't many scenes with young Fortinbras. He comes in at the end and he claims the kingdom that now has no ruler because Hamlet is dead, Claudius is dead, and there were no other heirs to the throne. I do not believe that was a very important plot point, but it should be noted because that is the very last scene of the play. Now, those are the key plot points that you should have read and remember for when we do the assignment in next class. Now for next class, I want you to keep these two questions in mind and come up with answers that you will present in class. First, I want you to think, was Hamlet really crazy or was it all an act? And did Hamlet really love Ophelia? There are many scenes where you could argue for or against both of these questions. I just want you to recognize those scenes, pull them out, and put them in a presentation, so I know that you definitely read Hamlet. Along with that, I want you to find 2 quotes that will support your answers to each of these questions. For now, you can pick one for each because you will be working with a partner next class, and you will create a PowerPoint similar to this one that answers both of these questions and has supporting points from the play. You will refer to the plot and refer to the quotes, and you will divide the work equally between partners. You will also divide the presentation up between partners. As an example, I will show you how I would answer one of the questions. First, the question was Hamlet really crazy? My answer would be no, Hamlet was not really crazy. And you do not have to answer the same way that I did. I will accept any answer as long as the supporting points are valid. My supporting points were that when Hamlet spoke his crazy ramblings, he did make sense. While talking to Polonius, he did call him nosy. He called his mother a traitor, and he knew that Rosencrantz and Guildenstern were spies. He only acted crazy to make himself seem like he wasn't catching on to Claudius's betrayal, because if Claudius had known, he might have gotten rid of Hamlet sooner. Also, Ophelia was more crazy than him because her words did not make sense. When she was singing and talking to Gertrude, you could really not follow her conversation. As opposed to Hamlet, you could follow his conversations very well. Then I would have shown you 2 quotes to support this answer. You would set it up with the act and the scene number, and then quote the exact part that you believe validates your answer. So, have this prepared for next class, and know that you'll be working with a partner. See you next class.